Yes, people. Welcome to NAF. Welcome back to the channel. Make sure you like the video, subscribe if you're new, especially because you might forget later on, and we might not remind you, to be honest. But we got obviously the weekend results to talk about. George is here as well, I'm pretty sure, to slump Hooks differently. Martin's going to be joining. He's just got some connection issues, and then Monts, nothing new in it, but he's there in spirit. But
so what that means, what that does mean is I'm the only 3-point collector here today. So when I do speak, you may all be listening and you will speak to me very nicely with a certain decorum. You get what I'm saying? Because the 3-point collector is only me in the house.
George,
straight.
You be very careful, George. Be very careful. Because we all know what your club does in seasons, bro. Be very careful.
You need to be careful because we might be above you this weekend. Yeah, show him the table.
I'm seeing something.
Show him the table.
There's a 7 next to your name.
There's a
7
tell him
next to mine.
Tell him VD.
There's a 4 next to mine, and there's a 5 next to Hooks's. So,
hey, VD. Don't be shameless. Don't be shameless. You know it's.
I wasn't even being shameless. I was backing you up. I'm saying they got a 7, we got a 4 and a 5.
Yeah. So, okay. Cool. I hear it. Yeah. That's 7, bro. 100% you're gonna win your next game, yeah, George.
Yeah. Are you?
100% you're gonna win next game.
Are you?
Wait.
I've got Ipswich at home. I know my one's a guaranteed.
Guaranteed. Okay.
Yeah. I told you I deposited the 3 points in the bank already, bro.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to win my next game. I'll be honest. I don't know if I'm going to win my next game. It all depends on what Arsenal turns up. It all depends on what Chelsea turns up. That's really what it is, to be honest.
So you're not.
But what I can guarantee is my club will finish above yours. That's
the conversations we're going to now. Anyways,
bro, you know what I mean?
Anyways, why don't we actually talk about this weekend? You know, because a certain team went over done a travel up Geordie, up the north, good long 5-6 hour drive, and yet again couldn't perform. Sports Direct Arena, or St James's Park, as some may call it now. Arsenal don't know how to perform. They don't know how to get points, and yet again, how many games you dropped points in this season? Oh, half of your Premier League games.
It's not even that. It's not even that. We got to talk about the elephant in the room a little bit, like Edu leaving.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
You told me yourself. Apparently, Edu's the one that left, and not the other way around.
Yeah, but it's still beautiful because I wanted him gone. I wanted him gone for years and years. So my club didn't act fast enough, and he made the decision himself. But he's gone, and we feast. I just gotta hope whoever comes in next can do a better job than what. I mean, it's not really hard to do a better job than what Eddie done being at Arsenal. But yeah, I mean, to talk about the Newcastle game briefly, bro, it was shambolic, man. My head has never been so hot, bro. Bro, I left that game questioning a lot about my club in it, questioning a lot, and watching them play the performance, it was just disgusting, man. I'm seeing horseshoe football. It's oh yeah, pass the ball around to this side. Oh shit, the space is kind of fill up over there. It's because the ball's over there. Okay, cool. Pass it all the way around to the other side. Cool. The ball's there now, so there's more Newcastle players. Okay, cool. No space. Okay, pass it all the way back around. I'm like, bro, what about the middle? What about trying to play the ball through the middle? Whatever happened to trying to play the ball through the middle? Whatever happened to trying to beat your man? What are we doing? Don't even get me started on Trossard. Trossard, that is the worst that I've ever seen him play. That's Brighton included. That's Belgium included. That's the worst I've ever seen him play. And the fact that he was able to stay on the pitch for any longer than 30 minutes was a travesty. The fact that when we came out for halftime, he was still on the pitch. The fact that when Arteta finally decided, you know what? We need to actually create some chances. So let's bring on someone that can be a bit creative in the 10. He moves Trossard to the left and sacrifices one of the only players that would probably benefit from having someone that's going to try and find passes in behind, who actually has pace. And then somehow, that brother made it all the way to the 75th minute, still kicking ball on the pitch. Instead of bringing on Sterling to go chase a goal, he brings on Zinchenko.
Can you say his full name, please? Who?
Alexander Zinchenko. for some reason. The politician, for some reason, he brings him on. And it. I mean, looking at Arteta on the touchline, he looked like he just didn't know what to do. Like the team looked devoid of ideas. He looked devoid of ideas, and it was telling. So that's something that it's going to take a while to erase from my memory, but I'm working very hard to erase that performance from my memory. And I can't even say we see what happens next because we got a hard game. It's not even that our next Premier League game is hard. Our next game is hard. We got Inter Milan at the San Siro. So I'm hearing Ødegaard's going to be back for that. So let's see if Ødegaard coming back into the fold can kind of change the way we play and maybe give us a bit more oomph up front. But the Chelsea game, it really does depend on who, like what Chelsea turns up, what Arsenal turns up. Because if the Chelsea against Liverpool turns up and the Arsenal against Newcastle turns up, then by the way, it could be a 6-7-0. Arsenal could hold mad smoke. But if the Chelsea against United shows up and the Arsenal against Liverpool shows up in the first half Arsenal, by the way, then we go and get the victory. So yeah, I mean it's peak times right now for Arsenal, But his first 10 games, overall, I guess you could say it's nowhere near what we would have expected it to be. But we just got to make sure the next 10 games is just W. And even that might not be enough to get to where we need to go. So, yeah, man. Kind of like where I'm at right now, to be honest.
There's a lot of questions around your attack right now, man. Saka FC. Like even the commentator said it. It's like, get the ball to Saka and see what can happen. Yeah. That's exactly what the commentator said, by the way. Which is a disgrace in itself. Like these likes are a disgrace. But yeah, I don't know. For Arsenal right now, I feel like at the moment, anyway, from what I can see, Arteta's got to change it up. He's got to find something brand new. This Trossard in a 10 is crap. It's been crap. Yeah. It's like we had one good game in the 10, a bit like Rashford, who had one good game on the right-hand side when he got the assist for Garnacho. That's it. That's all you're getting. With Raheem Sterling, I just don't know this. It's like Pep sold you, man, a dream about centre-backs at the back in the fullback areas. It just isn't it.
Do you know what it is?
Isn't it? The progression is so slow and rigid and it's crap, and you're relying on the defense to bail you out, and hopefully your star quality can shine through. That's the way it looks.
Our transition play is non-existent. We don't know how to break against teams. Like we always. Sorry, George. Just a quick point. When I'm watching it, it always looks like we want to attack on hardest difficulty. Like we always want to wait for everybody to get back into their shape before we decide to attack. And I think that's the one thing that needs to be addressed, like with the maddest of speed from Arteta.
I feel like it's been an issue for Arsenal growing across the season. And Hooks already knew prior to the season, he's very clear that Arsenal needed the striker. And it's very clear to see at this point of the season when Arsenal ran out of ideas, they don't have a problem or a solution in the middle. The one thing that I think the problem with Arsenal as a team as a whole, and I think maybe Edu, Arteta, whoever's been leading it in the background, which they should have addressed, is I think Arsenal is just a team full of facilitators. They have loads of players that just play across loads of different positions, which makes it seem like they've got a heavy squad because Tomiyasu plays 3 roles at the back. Ben White plays 3 roles at the back. You've got man like Timber who can play right back, left back. You've got Partey who's playing right back, CDM. They've got all these players in every position that just cover about 4 positions each. But they haven't got any specialists. They haven't got a specialist in their team. They've got Saka who specializes on the right wing. Ødegaard who may specialize in the middle. But then outside of those two, I don't
Rice I would argue.
No, I don't think Declan Rice is
even then, you don't even know if his best position is 8 or 6.
That's my point. He's not a specialist because if he was, you would have found his best position.
What I mean is we know his best position is 6. In Arsenal, Arteta's not too sure where he wants to play him. But you can say that Rice is a specialist in the 6.
But that's the problem, is your system. And that's what I was going to get around to, is Arteta's obviously shown that this season he's adjusted the system quite a lot. For me, he's taken probably 2 steps back from where you guys were previously, because Arsenal was the high-flying attacking team that created chance after chance and broke down every defense in the league last year. I'm pretty sure we all know that you scored more goals than everyone else. But now you look like a team, as you said, devoid of any idea of what to do in that final third, of any ideas. It's just get the ball to Saka. And to be honest, I see this at City. I think I looked at the City game, I saw very similar. And I look at Tottenham games sometimes and I see very similar. Is if your wingers aren't performing up to scratch and they're not giving you a 9 out of 10 performance, the attacking play is just not there. When you go straight down the middle, there's nothing for you lot. You guys don't have, without Odegaard, nothing in the middle. It's non-existent. Havertz disappearing performance, nowhere to be seen. And hey, as we said, Newcastle's midfield, man, they bullied you guys. They bullied you guys.
I can't blame Havertz for that game, because there was a pass. There was this diagram I saw. It was a pass map of like where Arsenal been passing the ball. And literally, I think it was like 4 passes in the whole game we made into the box. So I can't blame a guy for not scoring when you're not getting the service in it. That's what I'll say about Havertz. But then, in the same breath, I think that's a tactical thing, because for whoever watched it, like, you would always see Havertz drifting over to the right and occupying space on the right to facilitate Trossard being able to come in centrally. And then I'm just thinking, why is it part of your kind of tactical plan to take space away from Saka and move your best 9 over to the right to facilitate the person that you're playing 10 to play 9? Why not just play Trossard 9 and then play Ranieri in the 10? Like, if you wanted Trossard to be the 9, then let him be the 9. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It was a weird one. It was a really weird one. Yeah, I just think here, because look, obviously, like, and no slight to Manchester City in it, but even Manchester City haven't been playing great this season. Yeah, and I just wonder, our teams, have they learnt now how to kind of play against this type of football? Like, maybe that's what it. Like, maybe this type of football can't dominate like as many of the teams in the Premier League as it used to, and that could be something that's kind of working against Arsenal as well.
Well, the one thing with City, it's like half their team's injured, so they barely got options.
Exactly. Yeah, there is that as well. There is that as well, but their squad is still like better than like.
Yeah, that squad out against Bournemouth should be beating Bournemouth 100%. I hear it. I hear what you're saying on that part, but maybe you're right. I think it's a little bit rigid, but that's the thing that got them the treble, innit? That's the thing. And you know, Pep it's like Pep changes his team up or style up every 2 years, maybe every year and a half sometimes. And I do wonder if, because I think he's going back to direct wing play eventually. I think they're missing a bit like you're missing Odegaard, but no, I hear what you're saying. And it's all sitting on 23 points. It's just, with Arsenal though, it's you know what it is? I think it's a bit too slow and lethargic.
Yeah.
Like getting up the field, innit? Maybe overplaying certain players too much. There could be it's a guessing game, or maybe it's just that the players are just awful.
Do you know what? Yeah, something else I notice about Arsenal, yeah, is when we're trying to build out from the back, very rarely will the defenders just risk it and play that pass forward. Like, you see Saliba pass to Gabriel a lot. You see White pass to Saliba a lot. You literally see like Saliba get the ball and then Gabriel like move out wide, and then he'll just spray the ball to Gabriel, and then Gabriel will then try pass the ball to Martinelli. Like, you rarely see a defender try and play one of the midfielders in from the middle. And by the time they've decided to make a forward pass from the defense, the opposition has already got back into their shape. So then the midfield is packed out and we can't really break from it. So yeah, our build-up's way too slow. Our transition is non-existent. Like, I
feel like it's the team selection as well, though. Although I feel like your as I address, your squad is lacking the profiles to do that. I just feel like Arteta doesn't help himself with the team selection. You guys pretty much went like, although that's not your setup, you had pretty much 7 at the back, as in you had 7 defensive players in, or even 8, you could say, because Partey's playing right back, but he's doing an inverted right back role. So you're pretty much playing with 3 CDMs because there's him, Rice, and Marino all taking up similar positions on the pitch. And then you have Trossard in the 10, who we've seen numerous of times this season. He can't play that role. Like he can't be asked to be manning the whole like creative. Like you can't put him on the ball and be like, create something. He's the type of guy who needs to be in Martinelli's position, making the runs in behind where he can play in the transition, because that's where Trossard thrives, is his movement and getting in behind. Martinelli's been stinking up the gaff, as we've said, for months now, but continuously gets a chance. And Arsenal fans they're always giving excuses for Martinelli. He's been at this club for 5 years, goddammit. The same amount of time as Saka. He's been playing first team football for as long as Saka, but has only had one good season. One good season in the Arsenal shirt where he scored 16 goals. We'll never replicate that again. Martinelli's a problem. I think Arteta, and as you alluded to on your stream in the weekend, I think a lot of people have seen enough of Arteta. They've seen enough to know that he's not trying to come with new solutions. He's trying to do the same things what he done last year. He's trying to use the same players in the same roles that don't work. You even need to go out there and sign new players, which you were supposed to do in the summer. Bad planning prevented that from happening. And now you're going to be left with January, last ditch, make something happen. If they get this January wrong, this is Arteta's job's done. Arteta's job's done, because the way I don't see it is Arsenal can't go another season not winning anything and Arteta still stay here. If Arsenal do that, then it shows enough ambition from the board, man. This is Wenger all over again, 100%.
But the difference with Wenger is Wenger actually, like, he didn't
get the backing.
Yeah, like, no, but Wenger had like loads of credit in the bank. Like, Arteta only has one FA Cup. But the thing is, I'm under no illusion. Like, look, I've lost faith, but I'm under no illusion. If Arsenal get top 4, he will stay. Now, I'm under no illusion. The board's not going to sack him if he makes top 4. No, I'm not going to do it. Because like, let's be real, like, getting top 4 makes them more money than finishing outside of the top 4 but winning FA Cup, or finish outside the top 4 and win Carabao Cup. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think they really care about the money that they make from them trophies, because the getting Champions League is what makes them the most amount of money. And then if Arsenal can like go to a quarterfinal again, or maybe get a semi in the Champions League, then that's just more money in the bank. So, you know what I mean? If Arsenal finish 3rd, like, we get a lot, like, they get a lot of money. Do you know what I mean? Like, they get a lot of money. Like, so I don't think I think they care a lot more about their American franchises.
About to say, man, they're using your money to go invest in the Denver Nuggets. That's exactly what they're doing. They don't care about Arsenal, clearly, because they're giving you my money, but you can't blame them. Because look, they're giving you, man, they threw a load of money at your problem, and your manager, I want to find out more detail between him and this and Edu stuff, because it's very interesting. Because if this was Arteta that had chosen these players that have continuously failed, or the likes of Gabby Jesus, the likes of Zinchenko, that's 100 million down the drain. There needs to be questions asked of him if he's choosing these players, and then he's not using them no more. Aaron Ramsdale, 25 mil down the drain. Yeah, you managed to recoup some of that money, cool, but still, it's players that you're signing to then have to improve on next season. That's not sustainable. You can't continuously sign a player and then replace that player next year and replace, like, it's poor planning.
Yeah, like, look, I guess the thing you could say is a problem as well is when we did sign Ramsdale, we didn't really want Ramsdale. Like, Arteta wanted Raya, and like, this is the problem. Like, he identified Raya, who he wants, but he couldn't get Raya. So then he kind of went, okay, let's get someone else kind of there, instead of going, okay, he can't get Raya, go for someone better. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was like, I think maybe in the back of his mind, he always thought, cool, we can go back in for Raya at a later date. So he didn't want to upgrade that position as best as he could. But you know, it's the fans. Like, the fans are to blame, you know, because the only time that I've seen, the Kroenkes actually act properly is when the Arsenal fans protested. That's the only time that I've seen them act properly. Like, they got the message. They, damn. Okay, we hear you loud and clear. So I don't like if the fans are still going to games and, you get me, buying all the stuff and the food and the alcohol and the tickets and the merch, and they're blessed. But you know what I mean? But if Arsenal go again, no choice. Is that, do you remember? Yeah, remember, it was like, I think one of the early days I came on here, yeah, and I said, don't be surprised, yeah, if Arsenal don't win anything at the end of the season, yeah, Arsenal fans protest, and you man was slewing me for time. You man was slewing me for time for saying that, but it could be the reality. Could be the hey, maybe you might have start calling me the Oracle, you know.
What?
Might
You
start
said
calling-
you
might
said
start calling me the Oracle, you know.
right.
You might-
Wait. What for exactly?
Didn't you also said you were going to win a quad?
No, I said I expect my club to win a quad because you told me.
That's a
You
stupid
told-
But
expectation.
the expectation means
You told me you're happy with what you have. So if you're happy with what you have, and I support Arsenal, whether you man think it or not, Arsenal's a big club. So if you're happy, that means you think that you can compete on all fronts.
That's complete insanity. You're as far as I remember, anyways. In Premier League era, I'm only going off of Prem because I don't know where it was before. You never retained a title, never retained an FA Cup, never retained a Carabao Cup. No, you barely.
We retained the FA Cup.
You retained it once, or have you?
It was 2014, 2015.
All right, wherever it is, then I don't even know if you've done a double before, let alone a treble before. Let alone anything else, let alone the Champions League, let alone a European Cup. Like
we've done a three-peat. We've done a three-peat as well,
bro. When? In the 30s,
back in the day. But
yeah, I said as far as I know, in the modern era, I'm going off modern era. Like,
okay,
modern era. I'm going off modern era, really and truly. And I don't know what, I don't know how you get an expectation to say quadruple as a gimmick. To say that's like, even if you do expect it, it's not realistic. It's just you're living in cuckoo land. It's like Saints Row. It's like when Saints Row went from Saints Row 2 to number 3. It was just insane. It's just done. It's finished. I'm seeing Rihanna on the game for some reason without music. That game was done, bro. I'm seeing guns and stuff like that. It's just not the same.
My bad.
No. There's standards. There's standards. No, there's not. That's the no. Let's be real. There's a difference in standard and delusional expectation. Let's be real.
Okay.
Your standards is to compete in all cups, but expectation to win all cups is stupid.
Just to make everybody happy. Okay, I'll go into every season now. Arsenal will win nothing.
No. There's a difference. Because you know what with me, yeah, I give shameless gimmicks. Like I don't care, innit? Like you lot know me by now, right? But there's expectations in terms of wanting to compete in all cups. Don't get me wrong. But you know your team is not going to. There's a slim chance that you're going to win all the cups and say, yeah, my team's like I expect my team to do a quadruple. Not even like, oh, you know what? Like I expect United to win the Europa League in it and go far in another cup in it. That's what I think. It's not doesn't mean it's my standards are there. My standards is always going to remain. It should be at the top. But I don't expect them to go win all 4 cups. That's just dumb. You know what I mean? Like it's just delusional.
Hey, we're already in the quarterfinals of 1 cup.
Yeah, I know, but that's normal. It's a Carabao though.
So are we?
So
do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Like so.
And Jaws is getting knocked out.
Okay, let's be real. Let's be real.
I'm a better team.
Let's be real. I can say right now. I could say right now, Arsenal, if they go and lose to Chelsea, they're out of the title race. I could go and say that, but then something could happen and Arsenal could potentially still go on to win it. So I'm able to change what I expect as the season goes on based on the new information that I receive. I'm able to do that. But Arsenal will be in and around the mix. So we're already in a quarterfinal of 1 cup. We're in and around the mix already for the title. We'll probably be in and around the mix for the title come the end of the season. So it's not like Arsenal are 15th. We're not you, man. Like, we're not in the bottom half of the table.
And I can still win more than you at the end of the season. And I can still get in the Champions League same as you, man. And that's the nuts thing about it. Like, same thing with George. George can go and win a Carabao, could beat United. I said he knocked out City. If George he knocks out City, knocks out United, they deserve to win that Carabao Cup for me. Obviously, you're gonna have to go through Liverpool, who've had 2 Premier League teams as well. But I'm just saying, like, at the end of the day, you can try to say I'm not you, man, but you, man, could also finish in Champions League spot just like yourself, in a top 4 battle just like yourself, and still win a trophy at the end of the season, even if you have played better for the majority of the season. Like you said, it's only 10 games, right?
Yeah. But the point I'm trying to make is you men are acting like my expectations are wild when so
They
far
are wild. They are wild.
when so far we're already in a quarterfinal of one cup, and Arsenal are in and around the mix.
No, let me just show you why your expectations are wild.
Does anyone? Okay, answer me this year. Cool. And we haven't lost yet in the Champions League. We've kept a clean sheet in every game, so we're doing all right in the Champions League as well.
Same.
We're actually not saying because you're not in the Champions League. We're actually
we're in Europa League. And we're doing the exact same.
Okay, remember that. So far, whether man think it's delusional or insane or crazy or my brain's in space or whatever, I don't mind, because right now, it's closer to what I think is gonna happen than what you man thinks.
No, it's not.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask a question quick then? Because I'm just linking this back. You talk about expectations, and I know you're on the brink already, anyways. But your expectations to win. Your expectation is 4 cups. 4 cups. If you don't meet your expectations, then your managers, because you expect to win every year, then let's just say you only win 1 of those cups. Out of your expectations, technically, you should want your manager sacked.
Yeah, bro. I've already said
every single season.
I've already said
every single season.
I've already said, and don't do that because my expectations was for this season, isn't it? So if we go this season and we win nothing, then my expectations will change next season. You know what I mean? Right. Wait, who's saying that?
I look at I thought the Undertaker was coming. Man's looking everywhere. Man had that Liverpool voice. And
you know what? I've already said. I've actually already said. That if Arteta only wins an FA Cup or a Carabao Cup but doesn't bring home a major, then get him gone.
He was talking quad. 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 I don't care.
We've already gone through this.
Yeah. No, I'm going through it again. You was talking quad.
No. It's cool.
You was talking quad.
You can talk to yourself. I've already said what I need to say.
Hooks.
Not my fault.
Hooks.
Hey, you're late.
Hooks.
Not my fault. You missed out on it.
Hooks.
You know what I mean? No.
Hooks. Don't beg. It's pathetic.
I'm not begging. I'm not begging.
Pathetic.
I'm not begging.
It's pathetic.
Yeah, Hooks is rattled, man. He talks. You're doing what Daps does. Like you just keep talking and talking and talking and talking. Like
remember. Cool. I was hearing best keeper. I was hearing all the shouts I was hearing from match day 1 to match day 3 is nothing short of laughable from you. Now we've gone from that Hooks to the Hooks who defends Martinelli because he runs around a lot. That's what we got now. That's what we have. Now, I'll say it again. Tottenham have Ipswich at home and you man have Chelsea at the Bridge. Strap in.
Maybe you need to do that again. Strap in, bro.
Strap in.
Or get a strap on.
Oh, whoa.
Yo.
Well, you had standard because he's about to get fucked.
What? Yeah, I don't know about after that, but yeah, nah. Hooks. As I said, Hooks. No, I'm over here. I'm over here. Listen, if that gap changes to 10, I'm not looking at you for the rest of the season. Just know that, innit? I'm not looking at you. Yeah, I'm not looking at you. And don't ever compare Saliba and that whole. Well, you need a medal. It's been 5 years. You need one.
A medal?
You need one. It's been 5 years. It's been 5 years for you. You need one.
You want a medal?
You need one. It's been 5 years.
You think I care if you're looking at me?
It's been 5 years. Since I've been doing YouTube, I've never seen Arsenal win a trophy. I haven't seen Arsenal win a trophy since I've done YouTube.
Please.
Since I've popped on YouTube.
Please. You best hope and pray that my club wins nothing and your club does.
Hey, Mars.
I will not forget. You think I'll forget this? The North remembers. That's all I'm saying. The North remembers.
The North remembers.
You're not from the North.
From Woolwich.
Well, Arsenal was.
You remember? You're from the South.
Arsenal.
You man are on the South.
Not only in London.
You man are on loan. You man are on loan.
Arsenal.
You man are on loan.
No. Arsenal was factually the first club in the Premier League in North London. Safe.
Oh yeah.
No one gives a shit.
We came, we conquered. You get me?
But how can you? But you said you're the first team in there, so how can you? You're conquering because nothing's there.
We conquered the land.
There was nothing there though, so you didn't conquer
the land. You get me?
You're on mute, Martin, by the way.
We made North London rise. You get me?
Yeah, and there's still no. Well, you can only do it nationally. All right, cool.
Right. I'm gonna listen. Yeah. Kaz, I don't know if you've let Hooks know this. But
Sorry, that.
he needs to understand that you see beef in Pep. Yeah, and why I hold that. You see that one prem. I hold that shit daily. Yeah, daily, because it is not easy going again, losing and going again, losing, going again. I promise you, it takes a different type of cojones to compete with these fuckers year in, year out.
No,
Or at least a lot of the years. Brother, I'm telling you, as someone who's had to go through that shit. It's only year 2, and these men are folding. It's only year 2, and these men are folding. You know, and it's like you guys went from going, oh, if Arteta wins a Prem, then he matches Klopp's legacy, all the way to we want Arteta out. Maybe not you, but you know what I'm saying. It's just funny how it only takes 6 months for a narrative to change.
It's still a fact, though.
You know what I'm saying? And it's a fact with no context. You see what I'm saying? Because if you guys, your fan base would have been so much more happy with Arteta if he was at least winning trophies along the way. If he was at least leaving with something, but he's not leaving with anything. He's leaving with nothing. So it's looking very, very close to this is your era and you didn't even win nothing.
He's not leaving with nothing. He's going to leave Arsenal as damaged goods. He's going to leave Arsenal like that hooker that no one wants to go near no more, bro.
Yeah,
because
like
those players are going to run off, bro. Those players are going to run off.
Yeah, bro, man are looking at each other because I keep saying this. Before we won that Champions League, you know, people were looking at Klopp like, people are starting to look around like, in 2017, 2018, yeah, Salah had the amazing season, but that was 3 finals. We lost the Carabao Cup final to City. We lost the Champions League final to Madrid, and we lost to Sevilla in the Europa League final. 3 cup finals lost. Forget the whole finishing second. Like, bro, it wasn't looking good because we weren't winning anything along this journey. One win.
By the way, as well, Mons, yeah. By the way, Mons. So Edu's gone, yeah, or going, and it just come up by Matt Law saying that Arteta will get a big say on who your next director of football is. That tells me, even if you don't win, he's not going anywhere.
He's not. No, he's not.
He's not going nowhere.
Because all they want is their owners are like ours. They're happy with top 4 in domestics. Their owners aren't like.
Wait, they're trying to get the black armbands out again and Kroenke's out again. Is that what?
They've never been Kroenke's. To be fair, like the Kroenke.
Yeah, they were.
I don't know. I don't really remember the
Kroenke's out.
I don't remember Arsenal.
Go on. Let me hear. We have to say go on.
No, I just don't remember Arsenal fans as a collective going, yeah, Kroenke's. I've never. That's just
no.
You've heard it, no. I've not seen that.
Should we get the Turkish video out?
Go on. I haven't seen that.
Oh yeah, don't you remember? That's why they would have the black armbands and protests and everything. They have protested outside the stadium.
But the thing is, the Kroenkes have already patterned that because now the ballot system would never even make it possible for Arsenal fans to truly unite and do a Kroenke outing in the stadium. So they've kind of stopped that from happening. And I disagree with you, Mons. I think that the Arsenal board, they don't care about domestics. I think they're just happy with the money that top 4 generates them. So our owners might even be worse than yours.
No, bro. No, listen, I hold our owners probably in a similar light. But the point is that it takes a special type of willpower to keep going against Man City. Yes, we can admit that if Pep didn't exist, you guys probably would have had 2 Premier Leagues and another 2 Premier Leagues. But the point is that you're running out of time and you're on borrowed time. You needed to start the season fast. You needed to start the season pretty much how Liverpool started the season, because then you can go, cool, we haven't won anything, but at least we're still there. Now that you're out the top 4 and it's looking like you could
by 2 goal difference. Like, come on.
Bro. But again, that's not where Arsenal should be, bro.
Let's not be shameless. Nah,
it's not being shameless. You are 5th. Even if you was 4th place, is that good enough? It's not.
I mean, at game week 10, I sat there and told you. To me, it doesn't matter, innit?
I sat there and told you. It doesn't matter to me. I sat there and told you. But bro, I sat there and told you after we drew that draw was going to hurt you more than it was going to hurt me, because the 2 games you have coming up with the way you're playing, I don't see you, man, really. Like, it's hard to see you, man, smacking Newcastle like how you would probably have smacked them a couple seasons ago. I don't see it. So if you man let the other 2 kind of, us and City kind of, you know, fair enough, City lost their game, but if you don't keep losing games and dropping points, then you're gonna give yourself too much ground to make up. and it's going to put more
We
pressure
can't
on the
lose any
manager
more
and more pressure on what you lot are doing. And we know what happens if Arsenal on pressure.
We can't lose any more games. That's just what it. Actually, do you know what?
No, you couldn't even have lost against. Even losing against Newcastle is dead because you have Chelsea next week. Chelsea beat you, you're done. Like you're done.
Yeah, I agree. I think if we draw to Chelsea, we're done.
No.
Yeah, right. Even a draw, and it's
Like, we can't drop any more points in the season. That's the position that we put ourselves into.
And it's what I mean. And it's cheeky. Now, I just want apologies for most man. I just want apologies for man trying to tell me that Liverpool ain't played no one yet. Because the teams you've picked up 1 point against Bournemouth, Brighton, and Newcastle. And you man have the audacity, the cheek to tell me I ain't played no one.
Wait, have you played Newcastle?
No, I haven't played Newcastle.
Cool.
Oh, we played all three. We got what? What was that? We won 2, drew 1. So
my point is that my point isn't the fact that who Liverpool have played. My point is the fact that Arsenal aren't winning against teams that they're supposed to be winning against. So how can you sit there and tell me I ain't played no one? Because the nobodies are taking.
Because I can still tell you that you haven't played anyone.
No, you can't. You need to win. Do what you need to do against the nobodies, and then you.
No. Do you know why?
Wait. No. What I don't like is.
No, because you.
How is the man that lost this weekend doing the questions? How does he even have the authority to be saying, "Oh, you done this, you done"? No, we're talking about you. We're telling.
Tottenham won. You can tell.
I'm not gonna lie. I think
you're gonna speak to me nice too, Martin. As
he's
well.
not used to this. You're not used to that.
You know what? George can adopt what I wanted to adopt, but I'm not having in my time yet, which is fair. And because Arsenal have Chelsea this week, shall I say? Tottenham's got a guarantee 3 points, in my opinion.
They got Inter Milan to send zero.
But in the Premier League, like as dusty, this is what I say. Look, even as dusty as Spurs have looked this season, in and out, they one win to one of your losses. They're on the same points as you.
No, we're going above them this weekend. And wait, let me caveat that even further.
Because you scored the most goals in the league.
Let's look at the numbers. Let's look at the numbers because Arsenal, the great team, we're just shitty Spurs this year. We're just not doing nothing. Spurs got more goals scored than them. Oh, the most in the league, by the way. Oh, that's our shitty attack monster you were talking about at the start of the season. Oh.
By the way, George, as I said, George,
to be fair,
I apologize.
It wasn't too much months.
I'm not even getting that one. I'm just mentioning. I'm just throwing the numbers out there.
George, I wasn't the front runner of that, but you know what? Listen, I apologize. I apologize. How about that?
I don't apologize yet.
People don't want to apologize to me about my team thing. No one's apologized to me yet because I'm top and whatever. But I apologize.
I said to you, George, and I said it. I said I don't see
it.
Brennan Johnson, Solanke,
I was the only one saying it.
Get you top 3 or top 4. Sorry, I don't see it. Obviously, it's still under question because your defense might not be the one reason. It could be the reason. Your attack could be good, but
hold on, Cass. You did, Cass. When I had Spurs for 4th place, and I
did.
When George and you might not have known this. I had you man for 4th, and I got when you lost to Palace, and I think the game before that, I was getting castrated. Yeah, you man are letting me down. I said Spurs for 4th.
Things can change still, though.
Do you know what's crazy?
I believed in you. I believed in
the Palace and Brighton games, the only 2 losses we've lost in. We're 9 out of 11 in our last 11 games. Tottenham have been winning. We've been doing our thing. We've been low-key under the radar, scoring goals, beating teams, coming away with wins, and that's what's been happening. But Arsenal, look, hey, same amount of goals conceded as us. That's just another stat for you. Just another
15
one.
goals conceded in the season, by the way.
Hey,
they're going for the record.
That's what they're going for. They're going for the record.
And you got the same defense as
chain, they said.
Everyone has the stigma that Spurs have a terrible defense or a terrible defensive system, and his unbreakable Arsenal, same goals conceded.
If Justy is watching this, I'm not gonna lie. Kulusevski's a bad boy. He's a bad boy.
Right.
He's a bad boy.
Man, trying to take it.
The central role. Like, don't get me wrong. Look, Spurs can just do this thing where they go slap someone, but then they might get slapped, and it's a whole different narrative. But right now, you are in and amongst it. You are scoring goals. Your defense is no Van der Ven and Romero. You still slapped Villa, who we were praising, by the way. I was praising, should I say? And off of that, Kulusevski is cold. Mr. Link has been an advocate for Kulusevski for a while as well. So. But they deserve a bit of praise, though, people. Come on, man, in the comments. Smash the likes as well. What's the likes on?
Forest.
They got 200, not even on 200 likes. Come on, I'm gonna start pushing the likes every 10 minutes now because it's.
We're not talking about Forest being third.
No. Because obviously you can big up for it. Chris Wood's on fire. Hudson Doyle's on fire, but Spurs right now, like they every time we say, you know what, I think they lose this, they do bounce back. They have a bounce back factor.
Do you know what's the funniest thing about that? Yeah, I saw the stat come up yesterday as well. Tottenham are the real comeback kings. Up there with
Villa have Liverpool away next.
Up there with City, we're the only team in the last 2 seasons to come back from a goal behind 10 times, bro. Like we do our business. It might be Spursy at times.
I said this.
Doing the business at home. Yeah, man. Solanke, I don't know about 20 goals. I'm still a bit skeptical of that. I feel like the way that we play is a bit detrimental to his individual role in the team because he doesn't actually.
Him and Kulusevski.
Sorry, my guy Richarlison. He got injured, but I done said Spurs look better when Richarlison plays. I don't know. It's hard to have a place for him now because you bought Solanke, but I'm telling you, Richarlison.
That's Son Whipper as well. That's Son Whipper.
Yeah, the Son Whippers. Bro, Richarlison's not a bad player, bro. I'm telling you that. I think he gets more disrespect because he's a cunt. Like generally, apart from that, he's but he is though. But
that's the first time I've ever heard Mods use that word on the live. You know.
Oh, sir, yeah.
He's doing his best, Freddie Lundberg on a match of the day.
Sir.
And no, say it. I don't mind it.
It's my bad if anyone finds that offensive, but
it's the way you said it, like it was just.
I'll say it was But he is a prick, innit? He's a prick, innit? But like Richarlison's a prick. We all know he's a prick.
I love the way he's doubling down.
Yeah, and then like I don't know, man. For me, Spurs like going and spanking because by the way, that game wasn't one-sided up until like that second goal, but then Spurs just turned it on, and it was a big decision for Ange to take off Son. Son was fuming.
Yeah, bro, you can hear the vim. You can hear
it. Bro. Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? The
Everton days, bro.
No. It was the tackle on Thiago, bro.
He's done it.
Richard Arlison.
He tackled Thiago, bro. He cracked his kneecap for no reason.
That's why Thiago finished, and he's just not forgiving it him.
Look, smart man. Tottenham might be on the same points as you next week, man. It's smart. You got to get all the smiles you can get in, man. Smart. Crack a smile, man.
Do you know what I find? So, like, this is why
the Tottenham glaze. Go on, say it. But you already got your horrid Henry to your fan base.
This is why, like, football, the YouTube thing annoys me, innit? Because you're all here glazing up Spurs, yeah.
Wow.
But the only difference between Spurs and Arsenal in the last 5 games is the game that we drew, they won.
So you're saying you're spicy.
And the game that we drew was against Liverpool.
No, but the difference is
in the last 5 games, they've only got 2 points tonight.
All right, but the big this week, Hooks. And we got him, guys. We got him because this is where we catch Arsenal fans out. Because all year long, all pre-season, what did they do? We're bigger than Spurs. We don't worry about Spurs. Spurs, we don't compare to them. We've got bigger fish to fry. But yet again, stinker.
Wow.
He's getting hooked because yet again, what does he do?
Yeah, man.
We're distant Spurs. We got the same form as Spurs. You're better than us, apparently, bro. You're going for bigger things, bro. Act like you've been there before.
Picking and choosing when you want to be compared to Spurs is dark work, bro.
You're not understanding. I'm not comparing to Spurs. You're not understanding what I'm saying.
Literally just
did. You just compared our form.
I'm saying that you, man, are glazing Spurs. You, man.
We're just giving them as good as Arsenal. We're just praising them, bro.
You can praise Spurs, but they're not as good as Arsenal. You wanted to make it about Arsenal.
Relax. You, man, are glazing Spurs, but slewing my team. And the only difference between them two in the last 5 games is we drew to Liverpool.
But you're better than them. But you're way better than Spurs, though. You're way better than them.
Okay, so cool. It's one of them ones where it's one of them ones where you, man, don't understand the point. And if I keep on talking,
we do understand.
We do understand. You're insulting our intelligence. You're right. What are you doing? You're insulting my
Hooks doesn't understand. We already know. We know that there's not a big difference.
I know, man. I'm wrong. I know.
Yeah, you're right. There's not a big difference. You're right. There's not a big difference between what Arsenal and Spurs are doing.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
But the reason your point is redundant is because Arsenal and Spurs. Look, he's doing that. Arsenal and Spurs are not on the same level, though. They're not. You don't view them under the same magnifying glass. So therefore, if we're gonna praise Spurs for something that's not that different from Arsenal, it's all right. because
I know.
we wouldn't praise Arsenal for doing this. We'd slew them.
Yeah, exactly. I know. You're right.
And that's the levels.
The point is, as much as we cuss Spurs this season and and that was on Ange and cussing them out and all that kind of stuff, and you saying that we're just praising them like we praise any other team. It's like me praising Liverpool.
They are literally a palace, bro. They're a palace stinker. They're a palace.
Read this book before.
Yeah, but I know, but
losers in hindsight.
Yeah, but this sounds.
We know how
but the thing is, we know, but right now as it stands,
of Arsenal too.
We can't say we know how it ends.
Nice.
Can we say this? We can't say how it ends because if I remember correctly, there was also about 5 or 6 seasons when they finished above you consistently. So we do know how this book can end as well, which is relevant.
And how did the book end?
Well, you both won the same amount of trophies.
No, we didn't.
One difference, maybe.
No,
I'll tell you how the book ended. Manchester City won.
Oh, yeah, that's how the book ended. Facts.
It's not the point. What we're trying to say is, as much as
we read this.
The book hasn't ended yet because none of you have won anything.
We read this
book of crazy significance.
We read this book last season because season
Arsenal failed again.
Last season, Tottenham were in crazy. There was a period they had crazy good form. They was above Arsenal.
Well, everyone expected Tottenham to drop last year.
We read this book before, and then what happened at the end of the book?
Because it's very different. Last year we was in our first year with a manager.
The time we read that book.
You know what it is? Yeah, I expected a better response from you. I thought you'd come and take a leaf.
I don't know. Wait, I told you guys. Half-time Hooks, full-time Crook. Arsenal have lost. He's a crook today. We've brought Crook. I don't know if you guys have seen. Yeah, we've changed Hooks massively from the start.
Oh yes, we have.
You were smiling every show.
How many people have we corrupted coming to this channel eventually?
Nah, man.
Eventually, they all get corrupted.
Look. The difference between me and you, man, is I don't glaze Spurs. I can praise them.
Yeah, but you're.
I'm not gonna do things like
Wait. By the way, can we all say on this panel? I think I cuss Spurs out more than you out of this whole panel. Yeah, I cuss Spurs out on a regular.
It's because of Deji, isn't it? It's because of Deji.
I'm always cussing Spurs. But just giving them praise sometimes doesn't exactly mean you're glazing them.
No, but that's the difference. You're glazing.
So when you lot play well, wait one second. When you lot play well, I don't hear you cussing me out and say, why are you glazing Arsenal? I'm like, I'm praising you though. I don't hear you out. Did you like it?
Let's not be shameless. Because there is other fans that support other teams that will say you're glazing Arsenal, which they do. So why is it a problem when I say you're glazing Spurs, but it's not a problem if Edie says, oh, you're glazing Arsenal?
Because I don't care about what man say.
Do you know what I mean?
We're not praising them. We're just praising them. They battered my man. And you know what? You know how you could have ended this whole conversation. You could have said the best version of Spurs is nearly as good as the worst version of Arsenal. That's what you could have said, but you didn't. So you lost out on that part because they are 3 points.
Why would that? But there's a difference. I don't like you, man. Think about Spurs in this way. I don't think about Spurs in this way. Like I said, I've been reading this book since I was like 4 years old, bro. I've been reading the book since I was 4 years old. I know.
And the same book that you've been reading is Arsenal continuously.
Wait, do you think this is the whole? Wait.
Build up your hope to knock you back down.
George, I've been watching Tottenham longer than you have. Do you think, that this is the first time in the many years that I've been alive that I've seen ballers ball out at your club and then the book end the same way, bro? It's like,
oh, is this the first time you've seen it at your club? No, this isn't. You saw this years and years on end. You know how this story ends, and guess what? You changed your mind this weekend when you said Arteta out, and you said you've seen enough, so you know exactly how this book ends.
Wait, it ends with you losing.
Hold on a minute.
I lost faith. I said I lost faith.
Yeah, fair enough. Because you said
you co-signed Arteta. That's good enough. You co-signed it.
George is getting hot. Because even when his team wins and plays well,
I watched you this weekend. We all know what hot is, and that was
even when his team plays well and wins, he still has the reality of it. Don't matter how many times you read Harry Potter, the Philosopher's Stone, it's always going to end in the same way. It will never end a different way. It don't matter how many times you read that book, bro.
What we're not going to do is, again, you are Arteta out. We heard what you said.
That's hilarious.
You're not trying to try flip it back now that you're here.
Hooks, well done, well played. You know what? I'll give you £1, man. Send me your PayPal, man. That was my thing.
And I'll just send a super chat to my stream later, isn't it?
Yeah, but then you lose out because YouTube Shameless, they take half. They take 30%, but they don't take half.
It might encourage others to join.
Go get yourself. Oh, you can't even get. I was gonna say, go get yourself some free wings in it, like 3 wings for £1, 4 wings. That's not even that case. You get 1 wing for £1 these days. 6 wings is like £6 blood for chips.
Cass, that deal ended about 3 years ago.
All right, Morley's is in the bin, man.
That deal.
Hey, listen, KFC are doing 20 wings for £12, man. Like,
what?
That's 20 wings for £12. KFC.
Go to the butchers. Go get yourself a bunch of wings for certain. Yeah. Anyways,
yeah, £2.
Everyone needs. Shook's shaking it for 4th. I mean, technically he's 5th right now.
Yeah, we're 4th.
They're actually close. They're actually closer to United than they are the title. Right? I don't know. That's
all right, and after next week, but they'll be even closer. High hooks, high VD, taking your time, gaining points. It's your best friend, VD.
You need to fuck off, man.
You know, I'll remind you, you're in the same chat.
I know, but I never read the fucking group chat. I go on mute because I can't stand the
Oh yeah, VD, is your squad still the best? And Reece James, best in the world? And
we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
We'll talk about Marino plays like he's got a butt plug in. How would you know? How would you know that? Have you witnessed it before? Have you tried it?
Marino Rhodes.
Don't ask questions. You know what the answer.
Oh my god.
Marino Rhodes, you know.
Marino Rhodes is nasty.
What's her first name?
We got
Lana
Rhodes.
Yeah, you lot are nasty, man. You already know that.
I have no idea what you are even on about.
Yeah, no, Martin, don't do that,
I
mate.
really have no idea.
You have to slip that in, innit? You have to slip it in. You have to slip it in to act like I didn't know. You have to slip it in.
Whoa.
He's like, I don't know what you're about.
We have to do VD? Slip what in? Crazy.
No.
Link says we played 2 teams above Arsenal. Aiden says, George, talk to them, man. Slanky nearly got United goals. That's crazy.
Chris Wood, Josh, I'll tell you that.
Josh says, best defense attacker mid behind Forest, sign Wood. Yeah. And then Aiden says, last 20 years, Arsenal or Spurs with some FA Cups. Spicy Tottenham.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Spicy Tottenham. But moving on from Tottenham, anyways. Hi, Martin.
Hi.
How are you doing, man?
Everyone's smiling faces. I'm doing all right. Don't know about the rest of the fan base. We've got a culture shock.
Well,
what's that been like? That's been all right.
No, that's just not blaming referees. He says it is what it is, and we got to go with it. He's been spun a couple times. He's been rattled a little bit.
No. That is doing the Gunali thing. Yeah, my life's going great right now.
Yeah. But he knows he knows it's a pickle. He knows it's a pickle right now. Because we don't even even now, like I'm in a zone where you don't go Brighton away next week, and I'm thinking, ooh, I don't know.
No, I'm hoping we get some fitness back, because what I don't want to see is another 4 players on the bench that can't come off it and are just there for being there. Like, what's the point?
Yeah.
We're having to play Kyle Walker at right back, who's not trained for 19 days. Aki's not fit. Gavardio's not fit. Foden's not fit. Bernardo's not fit.
River, cry me a river, cry me, oh, cry me a river, cry me.
It doesn't really work when it glitches.
Yeah, no, I need to cut that bit out.
No, but it is what it is. We weren't good enough. Bournemouth for the better team. Big up Bournemouth. We'll see how we do tomorrow night.
That is such a PR answer that no.
How is it?
Mike was held to his face.
Man thought he could give me the Rory Talks football answer when you're asking about a game and give you 35 seconds to a minute like you're on Sky Sports. That's not it.
Hey, that's media training. Do you know what it is? I'm not used to losing. My first defeat in a year. What am I going to do in the league?
We can see that.
No.
We can see
you
that.
Lost this week twice.
We can see that.
Let's have that right, mind.
Oh my God! Tottenham won a cup final last Wednesday. I forgot.
Yeah, that is
in your box. Going back out next round.
Yeah, thought I took longer than me.
You got each other straight after the break.
2 in a week. You know what I'm saying?
Tottenham won a game. Way Tottenham beat a big team. Get in.
Martin. I'm sorry. You're not gonna do that. You're not gonna do. Hey, Tottenham we beat you every year, mate. You've come to our ground and won a grand total of 2 games in 8. And they were both last year. And guess what? We had to give you one of them as well. So when you come to the Spurs ground, just know what settings it is, bro. It's
George,
linked.
just
Wait,
remember,
no.
in 3 weeks'
Martin,
time,
guess what?
you're coming to Fortress
You're
City.
not used to losing.
Get your ass handed to you.
Martin,
So carry
you're
on.
not used to losing, Martin. But guess what? The rules are when you're losing. You speak when spoken to. Yeah? How about that? Your cherry was popped.
So why do you flap your gums all the time? Because you never do jack shit.
All right.
You should literally sit on.
Weekend?
I speak when I'm spoken to.
Yeah, because you didn't do nothing this weekend. Where was your striker? Where was Haaland? Where was Foden? Man, like Phil Mitchell. Where was he?
Bro, these men have been playing Mateus Nunes. Yeah, even against you, man, playing the Mateus Nunes left wing is nasty.
Who scored, by the way?
Yeah, but bro, Mateus Nunes left wing is nasty.
Like that's what Martin's wanted for a long time.
Mateus Nunes left wing is dead in me, blood.
Listen,
you man stink right now.
Can we admit? Yeah,
I know you have injuries, but it's real stink.
Can we admit now we can really see the importance of Grealish and actually get some respect?
Of course, 100%.
Like, come on, man. Grealish not in his team. It can't function without Grealish in the team.
And also, Haaland is doing the flap chat bully thing. Lukaku with braids, blood. Lukaku with a ponytail, fam. That's what he is right now. They killed Lukaku for this shit. They used to kill Lukaku for scoring hat tricks against the Evertons and the Wolves and that. You know what I'm saying? What was it? Be humble, eh? Since that, man ain't bagged a Premier League goal. Man ain't bagged. Like, how about you?
He scored against Southampton.
Did he score against Southampton?
Yeah, well, do you know where he sat down on the floor and put it in?
Oh, he did, innit? Fair enough. He's bagged one goal since.
Try again, Monts.
He's bagged one goal. From my point is, his level, he's bagged one goal, bro. Like, that is...
Listen, I've just said you're a crap. What more do you want me to do? I'm not going to kill my team over losing one game.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying you should castrate Man City because you're 2 points off the top. You get it. It's not like you're Arsenal or something. The bottom line is, yeah, you, man...
Your new favorite line.
This result was on its way. Like, this is a culmination of bad performances where you've now been punished. You shouldn't be
totally worried for Brighton. I'm worried for Brighton. Brighton should have beat you.
You'll beat Brighton. You'll beat Brighton.
We're very good.
Yeah. I mean, but the thing is, but Brighton's defense is a bit. They just have these moments in it, like how we beat them. They played well against us. They were better than us. We still beat them in it. You'll beat Brighton, but my point is that you shouldn't have beat Fulham. Southampton, you peppered them, but only winning that game 1-0 while Archer hit the bar. That's
that's the problem. That's the problem now with modern day fans. You can pepper a team, win 1-0, and it's a failure. Do you know why? And I've had this.
It was a failure. I'm just saying for the standard.
You know yourself. A lot of people go into Wolves. They go into Wolves. They go into Southampton. They see where they are in the league, and they go 5-0. And when it ain't 5-0, it means you played shit. I didn't say you played shit. I didn't say I know you haven't. I'm just saying that's part of the problem. Yeah, the narrative. But that's because Pep has blinded everyone. But my point is, again, you shouldn't. For me, you shouldn't have beaten Bournemouth, and you didn't. You shouldn't have beaten with the performance. You shouldn't have beaten Wolves, and you shouldn't have beaten Fulham. Those are the 3 games that I looked at you, man, and gone, "What is wrong with you, man?" Like,
you shouldn't have done to Arsenal.
Yeah, and he shouldn't have done to Arsenal.
You know what?
No, I'm joking. That one's up for debate. That one's up for debate. You know what? That was up for debate. But I'm saying that you see my point. Like, Man City in the last 5 or 6 games, 3 of those performances to me are very much. You know what it is to me, man. And I agree with you. I do agree with you. It's flat, man. We have the same conversation at this time of the year every single season. But that's 3 years on the bench. You're not going to win the league, though.
Hey, Hawks, why you not in your head? Are you not in your head like it's something like clueless about that conversation with your club? You can still win the league, and we know that City are always going to be there. But we can still criticize you for the here and now. Oh no, of course you can. Listen, Mont, of course you can. And I said Bournemouth with a better team, they should have won 3 or 4. They battered us. But the simple fact is, I hear it. And by the way, it's not you. I hear it off City fans every year. The same thing. We're crap. City are done. City are finished. City is. It's like Groundhog Day. And then in February, we move to 5th gear and we go. Now, obviously, our squad's getting older. We need to refresh. Hopefully, at some point. We'll see what we do in January, if we do anything. Right now, it's just about ticking along. I am worried about Brighton. Massively. Brighton at the Amex is going to be damn hard. Especially if they play
I am worried. I personally think it will get worse before it gets better.
City fans are worried, though. That's different. Every time this year, you said there's nothing. We'd say the same thing every time this year. This is exactly what you said, yeah. Every single season we have the same conversation.
Yeah.
But if you're saying that, then why are you worried?
I'm not worried
because you're worried. Usually fans don't worry. They don't worry.
I don't worry if we don't win trophies. I don't have a meltdown.
I feel like this sort of worry, Martin, for you is not exactly like last year, not exactly like the other year either, or the year before that, or whenever. They sound different in your voice. Is it just me? Is it a different kind of worry?
Yeah, it's the same with Man City though, and it's the same with Pep because
I've just won 4 in a row. What have we got to worry about?
We all saw the way Pep was behaving on the touchline against Arsenal. we all saw him. We all saw him kick the chair.
It's like winning the lottery for 3 years straight, then complaining you don't win it on a 4th. Jesus.
I'm sorry, but I personally will not allow Man City fans to use that as an excuse. If you guys don't if Man City don't win the league, you're
gonna tell me it's a failure.
Embarrassing.
Oh, right. Hang on, Hook. Right, hang on.
Why?
Don't ever tell me this Premier League then is a farmers' league and only one team wins it.
No, do you know why?
You're changing narrative to suit your agenda.
No. I'm changing narratives. I've always been consistent.
You're not. You're changing narratives.
I've always been consistent. I've always Man City. Yeah, they've set the tone. They've set the standard.
Yeah, that no other team will ever match.
Yeah, they've set the. We don't know that yet.
You've got to win 1 in a row. Never mind bloody 4 in a row.
30 years in the future, it could all be looking different. For all we know, Nottingham Forest could go do a 5p or something. We don't know. But all I do know, is if you guys with the best manager in the world, the best squad in the world, going up against a declining Arteta.
You said it's the best squad.
A declining Arteta.
You said it's the best squad.
I think it's just a mutual agreement.
Arteta,
that's why I've never heard any City fans say it's the best squad in the world.
And a Slot.
I think that baffles me, this.
And a Slot who hasn't no signings apart from Chiesa, who's in the emergency room already. Not playing no ball. Hasn't managed in the Premier. If you dare to not win the Premier League this season, that is not an excuse that I will. No, Hawks. If your boys don't win the league and Arne Slot wins it, your guy is going to be made to look like absolute. I don't even want to say where it's going. Throwing it back on us. Where's the accountability?
We've just won 4 in a row. You can't win 4 games in a row at the minute. Get back in your box.
Hey, I'm saying, man. I'm just saying.
What are you talking about here?
My manager.
Your manager's shit.
My manager. Okay, so if my manager's shit and you don't win the league, you get me? Then we're gonna have to have conversations.
How is this? How am I getting done of an Arsenal fan who got beat at the weekend? What are you doing here?
We're mud.
Months, I'll take it off. No chance. Take it out of you.
We're mud brothers.
You're in a top 4 fight at the minute. I'd worry about that than I worry about the title race.
If you don't win your next game, and then you lose the Spurs as well, bro, you're in that same top 4 race with me, bro. That same top 4. Hey, imagine Man City
2 points off the top. With 2 points off the top.
Hey, man.
Times our point difference by 3, and we're still further ahead than you.
Hey, I'm just saying. Yeah. God forbid we ever see Pep in a top 4.
You need God to win the league.
God forbid. That's all I'm saying, innit? You know. That's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying.
Go on. I'll take it from you because you're a good team. I ain't taking it off his rejects up there. CityReject.com. It's like City's B team up there. You've got Edu walking out and going to Forest.
Hey, I need to
because he can see the future. No, we were crap. It's where it is. Move on. We were crap. But I do think it can get worse. I think it will get worse before it gets better. I do fair going to Brighton. But I've told you, Cass, I'm not one of these. We don't win a trophy. We don't win a trophy. At some point, we're going to need to rebuild this squad, and we've got to allow that time. No team is going to rebuild a squad and continue to win multiple trophies at the same time. You've got to allow that time. The same way Pep did in his first year. Come in, finish 3rd, and in that process, he was allowed to build his squad. And then we went up.
Is that it?
Yeah, I think that's coming again.
No, there you go. I don't what I don't know what's happened there. But yeah, look, last one, you know, probably the most boring game of the weekend happened. You lot didn't know.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, what was that question you had for him once? Remind me.
The question for V.
Yeah. What was
yeah, it was all this sort of when he was shouting and screaming about Reece James, or shouting and screaming about his squad being so good, and he still thinks he's got a better squad than Liverpool because he does. He thinks that even now, it's not really reflecting on what you're doing, is it?
What, because of last game
and the game before?
We just didn't turn up. That was all it was.
Or you're just not good enough.
No, we just didn't turn up. Maresca also got it wrong. Starting Gusto in that role.
There's always an excuse with you, isn't it?
There isn't. I'm being honest.
So wait. Can I ask you something?
Well, how about this? Being honest in your opinion are two different things for one. But you know, this and best that that conversation only goes for.
So you need the perfect team to beat Man United. This Man United, is that what you're saying?
No, we don't need the perfect team. We just didn't.
If he was as good as you said you were, if he was good as what you said you were, then what you should have done was actually make clean work of certain teams, and not just Man United. So for me, if you're gonna put your players on a certain pedestal, please criticize them on the pedestal.
I actually think Man United dropped points. I think Man United dropped points. I'll be real. We dropped points, and you know what? It makes me wonder if we had our perfect team out as much as possible. Kobe Mainu,
hold accountability.
Kobe Mainu, maybe an Ericsson. You know.
And by the way, you man have and Cass. You keep forgetting these men have everyone. Like everyone.
Bar one. Sancho, innit?
Yeah, bar Sancho. Everyone was there, bro.
I think United should
have Lavia's there, and Nkunku's there. Reece James is there. Like Man United have more injuries than you.
Yeah, I'm not even celebrating the point. The point is bollocks.
Newcastle had more injuries than you in the week.
I don't think it was anything to do with our squad the other day. It was the way
it's never anything to do with your squad. It's never anything to do with your squad.
But I would say if it was an issue to do with our squad, you know what? Yeah, how about this? Enzo, cool. Enzo was shit. Yeah, that's an issue to do with our squad. Same as Madueke was shit, but Madueke's been all right. Mudrik's been shit. There are a few shit performers, obviously, like fucking Badiashile, Disasi. They didn't play, yeah, but yesterday was it yesterday?
Yes,
I don't
because they're not that good.
Played.
There are hot and cold players.
Okay, so you're telling me Caicedo's a hot and cold player. You're telling me
I didn't say Caicedo. I didn't mention Caicedo.
You're telling me Jackson's a hot and cold player. You're telling me Palmer's a hot and cold
player.
By
trade, Jackson's a hot and cold player. Yes, this season he's been informed. But by trade,
I told you as well. The lower Mazraoui will more time lock up your wingers. I said the only threat I believe Chelsea's going to have going on was Jackson through the middle, and all we got to do is be compact, and then I think we'll have a little bit.
I don't know why no one's given. I thought Neto was fucking.
Neto was brilliant.
No, he was.
Yeah,
can we get one thing straight? When we analyze the performance, yeah, he got past. He got camped by Delo once, yeah, and he went off. He broke a couple times. I don't remember any shot. No, deep it once, yeah. He looks good on the eye naturally because he's fast and that, yeah. And he's actually a good player, yeah. I don't think he had a bad performance, but we're talking about Neto. We're talking about great performances. Don't remember any shots of Anana from him. Don't remember him testing the keeper enough. Don't remember any whips from him that was dangerous enough. Everything for me, when you want to judge a player, you let me know what he did that was brilliant yesterday for me to say it was amazing.
It depends on the bar that you're measuring in. Remember, my Chelsea bar is lower than certain other people's bar.
Yeah, but I need to know. I want to know in that game particularly, what did he do so well for you to say he had a great?
I just think he had a good. I just think it's fundamental. He had a good game overall. I think obviously in terms of being decisive in the game, that needed to be better.
I just want to be reminded. That's all.
Yeah, that's fine. Brilliant was the wrong word, so I'll hold my hands up there. But I'm saying that we're switching up the arguments way too much. If you're going to hold Chelsea players to a certain standard, stop finding infinite excuses of players who are actually hot and cold and not as good as what you think they are. That's my point.
So that's what I'm just trying to say.
Hear that, VD? Hear that?
Yeah, I did. But I'm still standing by what I said. I still think our squad is one of the best in the league. I still think it's better than things.
You reckon you just had an off day yesterday? Because I feel like
yes, we had a massive off day. We looked out
like how you had an off day against Newcastle. I had an off day against us. I'm confused.
But we beat Newcastle in the league with our main squad. Like, cool, our B team should have done better. But like we were discussing, even when we done the starting 11 things, our backup centre backs are absolute dross.
You said we're back. Your words were we're back, and Reece James at 20% is the best right back in the world.
Yeah, Reece James was good, bro. What are you on about?
So
and even against Thing, he was unbelievable. I'm still gonna stand by the same thing.
Man United were creating opportunities, and you were lucky not to concede 2 goals in that second half.
Is that to do with Reece James? Is that to do specifically with Reece James?
You guys were better in your fundamentals than Man United.
Left back, player left back, then got moved to right back. He didn't. I don't remember him getting beat.
These guys they have no manager and they have injuries. You man are fit, best squad in the league, best right back in the world at 20%.
Yeah, you know bad performances happen.
And you still weren't good enough. You still weren't good enough.
So this whole rotation, for me, this whole rotation of rotating your full 11, for me, having knowing that you're in an A team or the B team, I don't think that creates great competition overall in the end, because you get frustrated being put in a B team and no opportunities.
And that's not me saying
match sharpness. I got told midweek match sharpness is not a thing. Now it is a thing, because if you're having a week off, you're more relaxed. This is why you play more games, multiple games, and it doesn't mean you have to play the full game. But rotating your whole 11, you can get away with it. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think it's the right way to go about it. I think you need to at least have 6 of your 6 on playing at least, and then maybe bring them off for the other lot, and then bring up the other lot with obviously the ones that are obviously more warranted of a place. I think that's where Maresca went wrong. Typically, we've actually been praising Maresca of his in-game management, a way to change stuff. To be fair, it's like slot to be honest, but I just think this whole rotating 11, it could work in Conference League.
The thing is, I don't blame him with some of the players, because like if we imagine we played Reece James and we played Lavia and we played Neto in this game, yeah, players that are notoriously injury prone. Imagine they got injured.
He's done well with Fofana. You know what? No, I'm not discrediting. He's done well with Fofana and Reece James. To be fair, managing them has been outstanding, especially for Fofana. He wasn't playing for 2 years. He doesn't really have a nice time. He's
done back-to-back 90s because he's not being shoved into the thing. He's not being shoved into.
He's not doing.
I'll be honest, man. I'll be real, bro. This is basic stuff, man. It's basic stuff. He's not fit all the time, so manages minutes. It's not rocket science. I don't need to be paid $1 million to know that Reece James needs to be managed. Why? This is what I mean. Don't hold your squad and all these things to this high stratosphere as a standard, and then now we're praising man for doing the fucking basics. You man are Chelsea Football Club, and you don't see what's wrong, and you blame it because it's all on paper, because all you see is things on paper. Football is not just played on paper. That's why I like what Cass said. You make 11 changes, you're going to see the differences. Your squad isn't as good as what you think it is, and that's 2 bad performances in a week. You have to now go to Arsenal and do what you need to do to get people to start believing properly again. You guys aren't a bad team, but you're not as good as what you say you are, and stop making excuses, because if you were that good, you wouldn't need excuses, or minimal ones at that.
Everyone in the top 6 places had a Champions League except, oh damn, he's even talking about Nottingham Forest. Aiden's cute. But anyway, look, man, it was a boring game. I'm going to talk about it more extensively on my channel. So NAF raid that up as soon as you do so. Go subscribe to everyone as well. You can find them in their name tags. The Mancunian way as well. Like, he's not exactly there, but if you want to go see Martin, more City stuff, especially when he's got some tears, it's worth it. He has a bunch of City fans on. Trust me. We've got Big Six fans. VD's yet to make his channel as well, but you can go find him eventually. And obviously Hooks is going live. I'm going live right now. It's going to get redirected there. So yeah, man. Hopefully to see a few of you over there. And I'm going to cuss some man out. Simple as that. In a bit. Actually, has anyone got anything to say quick?
Top of the league.
We'll see you in May.